Hi guys, Smethy here. Firstly, I just wanted to say thanks for the comments that I've been getting on my last few videos. Some of you have given me some good tips and advice. My last video, which obviously wasn't a very happy video, was me being scared about the new tank. But I've spoke to a couple of people and I've got a few plans in place for that now, so we should be fine. As I said in the last video, the next day I did go and get the materials I needed to reinforce the stand, and that's what I did all day yesterday. It did take a while because it took a little bit of working out, but I got there in the end, so I'm just going to talk you through what I did. So first of all, what I had to do was just completely strip this stand down, because it wasn't designed to have a sump tank in it. It had a dividing wall in the middle and it had a support on the back as well, which just wouldn't allow me to have the sump in there. So I needed to get rid of those, but obviously if I take those out, the stand's not going to be anywhere near strong enough for 150 litres of water to be sitting on top of it. So the first thing I did, as I say, was completely strip it out, all the parts that I didn't need, and all the fixings, because obviously this is just like a piece of flat pack furniture, so everything had to be removed. So I did that, and then I began to build a timber frame, just a basic timber frame inside. Started at the bottom and the top, and then I did some uprights, made sure they were nice and snug, but not too snug that it starts pressing the veneered chipboard apart. Then secured the frame, made sure it was really strong. Put 3 crossbars at the top, immediately under the tank. Then I started to think about where the sump tank is going to fit underneath, and I really wanted to make a nice base for it. So I made sure that every edge, because this tank is what's going to be the sump now, so I measured it up and made sure that there was a nice edge for it to sit on. And obviously because this is 35 centimeters deep, and the stand is only about 30 centimeters deep, so it's going to overhang the back, which is not too much of a problem in between the stand and the tank and the wall, only by about 6 centimeters. So I just built an extra little bit of platform on the back to support it. Not entirely necessary, because the sump's only going to have about maybe 50 or 60 litres of water in it, but I just wanted it to be fully supported, so I added that frame. I then thought about the fact that I'm going to need to run this on a canister filter for, hopefully, as I say, just a few days before I get the sump up and running properly, obviously because the livestock from this is going to have to go into the big tank before the sump is put in. So I just built a little shelf off to the side for the canister to fit on safely. I also then put in an upright support at the front of the tank. This is because a majority of the weight is going to be from the back to the very front edge, obviously because it's a bow front tank. The frame would have been easily strong enough to hold the weight without it, but I think I just put it in for extra peace of mind. Next step, now that I've finished the frame, is going to be figuring out the plumbing, and also well, actually, before that, probably I want to think about sealing the inside of the tank, because obviously there's going to be a lot of splashes and drips and things like that when I'm working under there. So if you guys know of anything that's kind of cheap and really good to treat the timber and the I'm more worried about the veneered chipboard, because that kind of stuff, as soon as it gets wet and if water lingers on it for a while, it just starts to bubble and raise up. So that's my main concern. So if anyone's got any pointers on that, that would be really cool. I was thinking of that kind of pond paint that you can get that's like completely waterproof. You put a few coats of that all inside the stand, and the whole thing will effectively be completely waterproof. But we'll just have to have a think about that. I'm going to be using PVC for the plumbing. I need to work out what I'm going to do about the overflows in the tank. I'm thinking about, because this tank has 2 standpipes at the moment. One is the intake, which only stops halfway up the tank, but this is because this tank was designed to run on the fluval canister, so it doesn't need an overflow as such, it just needs an intake, so that's why it starts halfway up, because it doesn't matter, the siphon is going, or the overflow if you like, is going straight into the canister filter, but I need that to be raised in order to use it for an overflow. But my idea is that actually I'm going to use both of these uprights, the other upright being the outlet that goes all the way up to the top. I'm going to use both of them and turn them into 2 standpipes and use both of them as an overflow, just so that it cuts the possibility of one of them getting clogged, and it gives obviously a much better flow rate and extra surface skimming. And then I'll sort out a return at some point over the other side probably, or maybe even using the spray bar that I'm already using in this tank over here if it's big enough. So that's it for now really. Next steps is obviously, as I say, waterproofing the stand and sorting out the plumbing, and as I go I'll keep you guys updated, but as always, thanks for watching.